Nigeria sponsoring Boko Haram, of course, in other parts of the world. So this begs the question of whether or not, indeed, the more you look, is it the less that we see in regards to the DRC? Is this just a situation where Rwanda is given tit for tat, or is there a foreign country using Rwanda as a face to destabilize the Democratic Republic of the Congo? Now, of course, in October of 2023, the United Nations Special Envoy to Great Lakes region, Shi Hong, permit me, it's a Chinese name, Xia Hong or Shi Hong, warned that tensions between the two countries could lead to an open military confrontation, which of course has already happened. But of course, this was something that was alerted. He said, expressing his concerns about the military strengthening in both countries, that the absence of direct high-level dialogue and the persistence of hate speech, the two countries agreed in late November of 2023 to a United States brokered pact to bilaterally reducing military presence near the border. This is where I'm not so excited when they say United States brokered, because we've come to now know that on the one hand, there's help giving, on the other hand, you're the same person fomenting or encouraging the problems with the confessions from Perry. I am really not. I'll leave it to you. Now, despite the agreement and initial promise of a 72-hour ceasefire ahead of the DRC's national election, ongoing lethal conflict in eastern Congo has continued largely unabated into 2024 and now 2025. Okay? The role of the international security forces in the Congo has been inconsistent and controversial for several years, to say the least. Between 2022 and 2023, a series of local protests against the presence of MONUSCO forces turned violent, and it exacerbated the situation, anti-intervention sentiments among the public and local officials who viewed the peacekeepers as ineffective. Despite those concerns, international and regional interventions continued. And of course, in May of 2023, the South African Development Community, SADC, deployed troops to join the United Nations forces before December 2023 elections in the DRC. However, that September, President Tshisekedi called on MONUSCO to withdraw before the new year. And the United Nations Security Council, UNSC, acquiesced. Now, the decision was ultimately reversed when the UNSC, fearing a sudden security vacuum and further barriers to aid deliveries, voted to extend MONUSCO's mandate through the end of 2024. Now, a slower drawdown was a process that they decided to follow up through with to avoid a vacuum, according to their thinking. And MONUSCO went on to implement the first phase of its disengagement plan. Now, East African Community EAC troops, in contrast, followed through with a December 2023 withdrawal from the Congo, having only been present in the country for just 1 year. In all of this, my question is, where is the African Union? And what is the relevance of the African Union? Because all of my research, all of the times that I spent reading up on different articles, trying to understand the situation of the DRC, not once was it mentioned that the AU, the African Union, was ever involved in trying to proffer solutions in ending the war or the conflict in the DRC. Who and what can proffer a lasting solution to the war in Congo? Who? Who can? We're not looking for foreigners or people outside of the African continent to always come to our rescue, because we cannot always trust the help that comes from without, because it always comes with conditions that are detrimental to the African country in question at any time. The African Union have been, shouting about silencing the guns. How can the guns be silenced when it appears that even the African countries, when even African countries are seen to be taking advantage of the unrest and wars in the Congo? And how will Africa ever develop? There cannot be development, peace, and prosperity when there is no peace, when there are consistent and persistent conflicts and wars on the African continent, especially in the DRC. In my lifetime, living on Earth for over 4 decades already, I cannot recall of a time when the Congo, the DRC, whether it's been known as Zaire or the Democratic Republic of Congo, has ever known peace. When will Africa stop allowing itself to be used as pawns in the game that only favors Western countries, Western businesses, and individuals, and even now, China? When is the question. How can Africa take the bull by the horn and solve its problems by itself? These are the questions that I leave you to ponder on. How can we, in our little spaces, take advantage of the information that is readily available now to us to encourage our different, the governments of our different countries to get involved, to make sure that African Union does somehow grow some teeth that is used to be able to bite when it's needed. Just like a lion will use the same teeth to kill a prey to feed its family, the same teeth will be used to put his cubs in safety. The African Union right now is a voiceless, toothless creature. What is the relevance of it? Congo needs peace. Congo must know peace. And Africa's blessing must be Africa's blessing and no more a curse. My name is Susan West, and you have been watching Africa Rise TV. I do hope that you like, share, follow, subscribe to our channels, depending on what platform you're watching from. Until I see you next time, goodbye.